Hey Shane, just wanted to let you know that I've completed the inspection. I really appreciate the patience while I collected all the data, took all those measurements both inside and outside the house. Let's go ahead and continue following the plan. Let's go ahead and take that seat. I can go ahead and share with you the causes of the concrete settling in your driveway, the cracks that exist, as well as what potential options you have and our groundwork solution. So the majority of my homeowners really appreciate a two-prong approach. They do like seeing a few of the slides to get a better understanding of what's happening with their concrete slab, why it's settling in certain spots, and why there are cracks that are visible. So I'll go ahead and bring those up. So there are a number of different issues that could be creating this eyesore. One of which is poorly compacted soil. We have no idea of what the builder did. You had mentioned when we previously sat down that you've been in the home for about 10 years. We know that the build was done 20 years ago. So, poorly compacted soil over time does not evenly distribute weight. So, the sheer weight of the concrete itself could be settling in different spots as soil erodes and shifts due to vibrations. Also, heavy vehicles going in and out of a driveway on a daily, yearly basis. So, naturally, that could be one of the causes. Now, in addition to that, we live in Southern California. You have a south facing driveway, complete sun exposure. There's really no trees to speak of. It's 90 degrees out here in Riverside. You can only imagine how hot that cement slab is and what kind of heat is radiating underneath, which, you know what it does to the soil? It creates dryness and shrinking. So the drying and shrinking continue to add to the additional gaps and voids underneath the cement. So not only is that poorly compacted topsoil possibly the issue, but this drying and shrinking of the soil is also impacting the settlement of the concrete and possibly adding to some of those cracks. But to make matters worse, the one or the two times out of the year when we actually do get rain, when that water funnels down alongside the driveway, what happens is the wettening and softening of the soil occurs. And just imagine on a rainy day you took a step inside of mud. What happens? Literally, you're smashing that thing down. It's ununiform. There's puddles to be made. So that water seepage underneath the cement just adds to the issue. So essentially your driveway is getting attacked by every single angle possible. You know, you got the drying and the shrinking, you got the wettening and the softening. A good way to think about what's happening to your soil is, I grew up with no dishwasher. If you can remember those green and yellow Brillo pads, when it's completely dry, it shrinks up and shrivels, gets really, really dry, and you can almost pick pieces off. So, kind of similar type of things happening with the soil that's underneath the concrete. And then once you go ahead and run that green or yellow Brillo pad under some water, what happens? It absorbs it and then soaks out, but gets extremely soft. So, same thing here, right? The dryness, it shrivels up. The wetness, it softens. All the while, the same weight of the cement, as well as the differing vehicles that keep coming in, coming out at different times of the day, when it's hot, when it's cold, are all impacting that driveway. So, simple as that. Now, there are a variety of methods to try to get that driveway back to its original form. Now, the old method, or historic method, or dinosaur method, however you want to call it, the old way of doing things is what's called mud jacking. So, what you're doing essentially is getting a fire hose, drilling a hole about the size of a Coke can in a pattern all across your driveway, about spaces of about 4 feet, all along in a pattern, all the size of a Coke can, and you're pumping in a slurry of extremely heavy concrete, cement, gravel, dirt. It's a mixture of whatever the contractor wants to mix in there. I've even heard of kitty litter being thrown in there as a mixing option. So in any case, depending on what they decide to pump in there with shear force, essentially they're adding anywhere from 100 to 150 pounds of cubic weight to an existing soil that is already having issues carrying the weight of the existing concrete. Now, do you think adding an additional 100 to 150 cubic pounds of weight to a soil would help? No, I didn't think so either, right? It's I got a pontoon boat out in Sail Bay. It's essentially throwing the anchor on a sinking boat, right? It's already on the way down. You're not looking to add more weight. That's not going to help you out. And who wants to have Coke can holes all across their driveway? Yeah, no, I agree with you. I don't think that's really the solution. So we could go ahead and move forward from mud jacking, right? Now, the alternative method that a lot of homeowners think that remains is a complete driveway replacement. Now, this would be talking heavy machinery, excavators, crews of men pretty much come in here to demo your entire driveway, haul away all that weight. Plus, you got the dust and debris that's going to be going up on your paintings, your siding, the exterior of the wall. You're going to see crews days in, days out. Your neighbors are not going to appreciate the noise that's created by this process. I can tell you from just talking with other homeowners that did decide to do this option, it can range in price points of anywhere from $40,000 to $50,000 here in Southern California. And honestly, that might be on the lower end, which is a little concerning because if this isn't done to the T, and I mean dotting every I, crossing every T, you could easily end up in the same scenario you're at right now, because removing the existing driveway and simply repaving or reconstructing a new driveway of cement on the same existing soil without actually addressing the issue, the soil, is it crazy to believe that you could be in the same position years down the road? Might not be next year, but 15 years from now, you could be calling me back again to figure out what my other option would be. So, the solution that Groundworks has come up with is our settle stop poly renewal system. Now, rather than mud jacking, rather than drilling soda can holes into the cement, we would drill holes that are the size of a penny, so significantly smaller. It's a precision lift. Our crew members, quality craftsmen, they've been doing this for years. A lot of them have over 20 plus years of experience stabilizing soil and lifting concrete. Now, I say stabilizing soil because that is the true separator of our product. It not only expands, but it hardens simultaneously. By doing that, we're compacting the soil and lifting the concrete. So we are actually addressing the issue. We're not just focused on the surface level, we're focused on the soil level. It's a commercial grade application and it's extremely lightweight. We already addressed mud jacking. That was anywhere from 100 to 150 cubic feet or cubic pounds per foot. Can you take a guess at what the poly renewal weight is? 4 pounds per cubic foot. Yeah, that's right. No, 4 pounds per cubic foot. It's extremely lightweight. In addition to that, it acts as a thermal shield. So what we had mentioned about the drying and the wetness, it alleviates those two issues as well. The two issues that are really at the heart of what's causing the cracking and the settlement with this driveway. It's a vapor barrier, so It's also water resistant and it's fast acting. So if you were to do, say, that concrete replacement method where you had the excavators come out and replace everything and you had that cement poured out on the driveway, it takes roughly about 28 days for concrete to cure properly. Now, I don't know about you, but I couldn't go 28 days without using my garage or driving up my driveway or having to carry groceries from halfway down the block. It's an extremely long process for fixing your driveway. And the mud jacking, same thing. It takes curing of concrete, which takes several days. And in that case, they're shooting concrete into the soil. It already has a tough time curing up on top of the surface. 28 days, we said. Imagine how much longer it takes to cure underneath the soil. Probably never does. Our option is fast acting. Literally, it reaches its full strength in 15 minutes. 15 minutes. It's crazy. It's interstate ready for vehicles inside of 15 minutes. Now, you have kind of the display here with the different options. Not different options, but exactly how the polyrenewal works. And our engineer team has actually created an additional educational video just kind of detailing and highlighting a lot of the things that we had just discussed. But how about you hear from him?